Here we go. We are live. How are you doing, Daniel?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
So far, so good. Did you have a good week?
Yeah, I had.
Okay, so let's go straight to the market. Silvio, the first here. Want to share your screen? Cool.
Okay. Let us start. So SP 500 last week we had a upper movement. In daily frame we have triggered a setup 2 on Thursday. On weekly frame, even setup 2 triggered last week. And on monthly frame, we have setup 2 triggered on last month, and we have a setup 3 almost going to the stop loss, but still working on.
Okay.
We could see the S&P 500 went to the new all-time highs. So we have the highest closed candle in S&P. In triple Q, we have a setup 2 triggered on Friday. Setup 2 triggered last week on weekly frame, and on monthly frame we still have a setup 2 triggered on November. So we have setup following setups in every
single time frame, and also S&P and triple Q.
Yeah.
How is Russell?
And triple Q is in all-time high as S&P 2. Russell, it's different. We have 2 setups, 1 triggers. The last one on Tuesday. On weekly frame, we don't have any setup. And on monthly frame, we don't have any setup. So we just have 2 setups, 1 triggered on daily frame. RSP, we don't have any setup on daily frame. On weekly frame, we still have the setup 3 triggered on March 11. And on monthly frame, we don't have any setup triggered. So we just have this setup 3 on weekly frame. Different, we can see the difference between S&P 500 and RSP. S&P is in the all-time high, but the RSP last week we can see that that went down 0.75%.
So one interesting data that I saw is before we started talking about the Magnificent 7, but right now, just for information, only NVIDIA, it's in charge of 47% of the whole uptrend from SPY.
Yeah. It's a monster, NVIDIA.
Yeah. So talking about NVIDIA, you have a split soon, right?
Yeah. 1 for 10. DXY. DXY. We have a huge movement on Thursday. On daily frame, we don't have any setup triggered. On weekly frame, we don't have any setup. And on monthly frame, we still don't have any setup activity. In April, we had a plus 1.69%. May, we lose 1.58, and now we have a candle we call inside bar. So we have three inside bars, 3 months. In 3 months, 3 inside bars. In DBC commodities, we have a setup one triggered on another Friday, and a setup 3 triggered on Tuesday. So both setups still working on daily frame. On weekly frame, we have no more setups working on because the parabolics are turned on. And in monthly frame, we still don't have any setup working on. In PDBC, another ETF of commodities, we have the same as the DBC. So we have one setup 1 and a setup 3 on daily frame. On weekly frame, we don't have any setup because of the parabolic chart. And monthly frame, we still have the setup 1, and here the setup 1 and setup 2. So different to the DBC. On PDBC, we have on monthly frame still working on 2 setups to downtrend. GC, CL, do you want to see NVIDIA, VIX? See the VIX? So we don't analyze technically the VIX. I don't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, VIX, we don't use technical data for analysis, but it's just to show that we are in the lowest point, 12.21. So it's getting harder and harder for option sellers to get more premium.
Yeah. The last month with the VIX in the lowest was in September 18. So
Yep.
almost 6 years ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check gold.
Gold.
So gold in a daily frame, we are still in consolidation. There's no setup triggered. Is that correct?
Yeah. Setup 3.
Yeah.
Here,
the previous setup was setup 3. That's returning to the average. And if you see the last candle, it's exactly our take profit because touch the average. But right now, no other setup in place. Let's go to the weekly. On the weekly, we have return to the average, still on. Right now, the parabolic SAR just pointed down, so that help us to if you build some strategy in a trend to use a negative delta for gold. And now in a monthly base consolidation, we got our uptrend setup triggered, but you see that you have a lot of not completed whole candles there. We have shadows from the 3 last candles that we have, and now we start the down movement. So we need just to pay attention to contribute also for our negative delta if you see any opportunity to trade options in gold. Next one, CL. Crude oil. Crude oil, daily basis. Right now we have our setup trade that's returning to the average. The average is around 78.8. Still on. So that means an uptrend in the short term. You see that the volume will start to getting down too. So maybe as soon as we get a high volume that can change the trend, who knows? Let's go to the weekly base. Weekly base is saying that is a downtrend. But what I like to re-emphasize on a downtrend is as soon as we get our setup and the crosses, the average, they have a kind of pullback. And then to check again the average and what was a support before, now it's a new resistance. So I think that justifies in a daily base our uptrend in a short term just to test that average that we're seeing there, the white line, that right now it's around 75.6. Last but not the least, in the monthly base, we are set up 1, so up movement. So there are some controversials among the time frames, totally different from TQQQ, totally different from SPX, and totally different from gold, that we're very clear that according to the setups, not my opinion or your opinion, but what the graph says to us, is QQQ and SPY going up, gold going down, crude oil maybe in a short term going up just to test the last breaking that he did on average. Okay, what else?
NVIDIA.
Let's do NVIDIA, and then we can go to cryptos.
Okay.
NVIDIA, this monster, it's going up, no stop. Talking about stop, we can check GameStop later if you want to.
Okay.
In a daily basis, still up, so no even issues to get a correction or a fall or anything. The graph stay saying that the trend it's an uptrend, but pay attention that the last trigger that we got on the daily base was around $1,000, and right now it is, how much is NVIDIA right now? around $1,208. So maybe, and you see that's in the very up of the channel. So maybe it's not a good opportunity to enter right now. Once that our trigger, the alarm, when did it get set? When it was around May 15th? Yeah, May 15th. So if you lost the ride, so don't take right now. So it's too late right now. But anyway, all our charts saying at the daily base at least that's an uptrend. Let's check the weekly. Weekly base. It's kind of like the daily base, it's the up of the channel, but then we do have there the last setup trigger that was returned to the average, and we see that the last big red candle touched the one of the average, but still space to going down. Faced a lot of resistance, and that create that shadow that you see in the upper channel on the last candle. So who knows? And now with the split, you saw that even before they announced the speed this week, if I'm not wrong, on Friday, the market was going up and NVIDIA started to trend down during the end of the daily trade. So let's check monthly now. Monthly base, we have return to the average and it's still on. So all of them, it's saying that's still still high right now in NVIDIA, but it's not pointing any weakness or pointing that you're going down soon. But just pay attention that maybe if you are not allocated yet, maybe it's not the right time to be allocated. Well, who knows? Next one, Bitcoin. And if you guys want to check, analyze, and ticker, please put here in the comments, and we'll be glad to check for you. Bitcoin right now on a daily base, no setup triggered. The last one triggered was canceled. On a weekly base, if you have anything to complement, feel free to interrupt me, okay, Danny?
Okay.
So in a weekly base, we have setup 3, but also cancel because you have 2 parabolic stars. So that is indicating also consolidation, but maybe you will not reach the average, the return to average. So it's a kind of consolidation right now. Monthly, yes, we do have a setup 3 that's triggered and still on. And if you take right now, the Bitcoin's around 69.6 thousand, and the average that you are talking about, it's 45.7. That's it. No, even lower, right?
Here.
33. Wow. Well, who knows? Bitcoin, when needs to correct, goes down very, very quickly. So who knows? Our indicator is saying that we'll return to the average. But keep in mind, return to the average doesn't mean that the candle will go straight where the average is. If the candle just stay where it is along the time, the averaging going up and it will be touching. So not necessarily the candle will go towards to the average, but the average can go towards the candle.
Yeah. What else?
Yeah, I think that the graph, that's it. We can talk about futures. I can check the earnings. And if you want to go straight to the calendar.
I'm showing the 10 years minus 3 month.
Okay.
It's minus 1.09.
Minus.
So minus 1.19. The Fed watch. We have the FONC meeting this Wednesday. And the market bets that there is no change in the yield curve. On July, no changes. September, no changes. November, the first change, the change of 25 bips lower. And we finished the year in 525. So it's only one change in the yield curve.
The only change.
Yeah. It's
okay. Going to earnings.
And if you wanted to, I am opening the calendar.
I have the earnings here right now. So we do have the big ones that will be reporting be Oracle on Tuesday. Broadcom we had on Wednesday, and Adobe after the close on Thursday. Nothing on Friday. The big ones already declared. All they reported all their earnings. So right now we don't have a lot. Few companies here that I don't think that you bring any movement by themselves to the market. Maybe the FONC meeting at Wednesday can shake a little bit. I don't know on the calendar if we do have any other relevant events. So let's check right now.
Okay. In 30 minutes, we have the Japanese GDP.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, it's holiday on China. They like holidays. So we don't have any important note. On Tuesday, we have the 10-year auction.
10-year.
Yeah. On Wednesday, we have a lot of data. We have the core CPI, the CPI month over month, year over year. We have the crude oil
As
inventory.
always.
Yes. And we have the FUNC statement.
So that, yeah, if you check, if market will increase in volatility, I think that it will be on that time around 2 o'clock.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, we have the initial job claim, as always. The 30-year bond action.
And the PPI that you passed through to.
Sorry. The PPI. Yeah. So you have the PPI, the 30 years bond action, and we have the Bosch interest rate decision. And on Friday, we just have the Fed monetary policy. So we don't have any important thing on Friday. So the most important is Wednesday. The CPI and the FUNC statement. And on Tuesday, the PPI.
Okay. You go over the futures that opened a few minutes ago. And again, if you guys have any other ticker that you want to be checked, please put in the comments below. For the futures right now, not huge movement. Dow Jones, no movements at all. Triple Q, no movement at all. Small caps, minus 7.8. That means 0.38%. SP 500, 2 points only. That means minus 0.04%. So no big movements at all. Nothing moving. Nothing. Commodities, no movements too. Pretty calm. If stays like that. Oh, also China, we just checked that it will be out of the market on. So I don't think that we can expect a lot of volume for now, but there's no movement in the market.
Okay.
Okay, no questions from the other side. I think that we covered everything then.
Yeah.
Okay. For you that's on the other side, thank you so much for your attention. See you next week then.
Bye-bye.